Anybody here wanna try my cabbage? Just holler, hey. Hey! I gave some to the parson, and he shook with glee. He took a collection, gave it all to me, yeah. Anybody here like to try good cabbage? Just step this way.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Metro Scene. I'm Marvin Jackson, one of the cast members from August Wilson's Seven Guitars is joining us today, and she is Roz White. Thank you for joining us, Roz.
Thank you so much for having me. Hey.
It's great. And Roz, you are a local artist. You came from this area. Talk about that and your journey a little bit about some of the amazing things you've done.
So I have a very charmed experience. I mean, I grew up in Washington, D.C., native, which we are unicorns. People don't think we exist, but we do. I started in a young people's performing arts company called DC Youth Ensemble at about 12 years old. Then from there, I went to Duke Ellington School of the Arts. From there, I went to Howard University. And all in between there, I've been working professionally since about the age of 14. Marion Barry Summer Youth Employment Program gave me my first professional acting job because I was paid to do what I do. And then from then on, I've just been doing it professionally. Right after high school, I did a national tour of Dreamgirls. Came back, went to Howard, did my 4 years, charmed, Miss Howard, Miss Collegiate African American, charmed college career.
Mm-hmm.
And after college, went on to back to New York, more Dreamgirls companies, because that was the show where you were a Black female actress. You were in Dreamgirls and Amos Behavin' and just the shows that you do. And then I wrote my own show called Pearl Bailey by Request, and been able to take that all over the world. Started teaching.
Wow.
I have a teaching career as well. So I am a performing and teaching artist, and I contribute that totally to my training and my mentorship from Mike Malone, Henry Edmonds, Vera Katz, Linda Gravatt, all the greats from the area and what they poured into me. So, and I'm still rolling, and some of my students are now working with me. So it's a legacy. It continues.
Well, you know what? I guess it's safe to say that you always wanted to be in theater. What is it about theater that makes it something that you wanted to do?
I really just think that theater incorporates everything. The voice, all of it. And so for me, I think it was the live interaction, hearing the crowd. When I was about 4 years old, my stepdad took me to a outdoor performance, and it was an indigenous celebration. And I was like, I want to do that. And he thought I just wanted to get up right then and kind of dance around. I was like, no, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be them. Like, I don't want to just get up with them on stage right now. So around about 4 years old, I knew. And DC is rich and steeped in so much history. And so I just kind of found my way. I always had a voice, never knew where it came from, but really latched on to it. And it's one of those things where I just always knew my path, and I'm grateful. I toured for 7 years with Yolanda Adams, gospel.
Oh, wow.
Right.
I've met her. She's pretty awesome.
Amazing. She's that's my, my big sis.
Just unbelievable.
And unbelievable. And so all of my training from before I met her helped me with that. And since I met her, I take that into what I do now. A phenomenal artist, beautiful person. And I really think that that's what kind of draws me to different spirits in the entertainment industry, that you are a good person inside. And I've been blessed because, there's some horror stories out there. And we know that there are many artists who didn't make it or succumb to an illness or an addiction. And I just think that I've been guided and I've been put in the right paths of people who are protective, and I've been able to hang on. So for me, because I'm a theater girl, the fact that I was able to have a whole career as a gospel background singer is amazing. Most people don't get that. You don't get two
Mm-hmm.
sides of the coin. And so yes, that was absolutely. And people know that I was in Dreamgirls. They know I was Effie. They know that I did Marie and Rosetta at Mosaic Theater Company, where I played Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Tom Jones out of Atlanta is a person that I've worked with for many, many years. I've
Mm-hmm.
created several roles under him as director, William Knowles as musical director, William Hubbard. These staples, these legendary names in DC and national too, theater. I've been involved. National Black Theater Festival. I've been involved several times. I did a piece called Anne and Emmett. I played Mamie Till. Just really, really
Mm.
charmed and blessed career.
Okay.
I mean, so many great roles. Because I didn't decide to go the route of, I'm just going to get as much work as I can. I went the route of quality work.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And now, talking about quality work, you are rehearsing now with the cast of Seven Guitars. And that's going to open up November 26th and run through December 26th. Talk about that and how it's going with the rehearsals and this cast that you're working with. And then
Amazing.
talk about the play too. I mean,
Yes, amazing. I mean, so many facets. So let's just start with Tazwell Thompson. Amazing director, very
mm-hmm,
sensitive, very caring, very compassionate, and has pulled together this cast of amazing actors: Joy Jones, Roderick Lawrence, Eden Show, David Tony, Michael Anthony Williams, Dane Edidi Figueroa, and myself. We are the Seven Guitars. And I mean, let me just say, because I went to Howard, I took for granted a lot of African American work,
mm-hmm,
because Fences and Joe Turner's Coming On and Piano Lesson were staples in the theater
mm,
department at Howard. So I knew, those pieces. But it wasn't until I branched out and grew up that I got to know the different pieces, like Two Trains Running and Radio Golf, and but Seven Guitars
mm.
was the first show I saw on Broadway. And I was mesmerized. Viola Davis, Keith David,
Oh,
Ruben
wow.
Santiago Hudson. I mean, and I'm watching them like, what? And I had no idea who Viola Davis was at the time, but I
Mm-hmm,
knew that she impacted me. And Keith David, In Love, they just
mm-hmm,
brilliant work. For me, Seven Guitars is one of the most complete August Wilson
mm.
works. It's
Okay.
because it gets the women speaking. A lot of times, August has men speaking, but this piece, women have a voice. And I think that that's significant in that there's a story that talks about him writing it and actually hearing, because it was for seven men.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, a voice came to him, Vera, the character. How are you going to write about this experience? And women don't get to speak. And that's when he incorporated Vera and, Louise and Ruby. So this cast is amazing.
I told him the truth. I didn't know where Floyd was staying at. He was staying in Chicago. Sometimes he was staying here. Then he was staying over there. Next time he'd be staying around the corner somewhere. I told him I didn't see where it mattered too much, seeing as how he wasn't home. He just kind of looked at me funny. I believe that's when he went over and started talking to you. I ain't seen no angels. You all ain't seen none either. Red, did you see any angels out there?
There was 6 of them. They come down out the sky.
I've never experienced this kind of synergy right off the bat. You just get the
Mm-hmm.
right people in the room. And we were shut down at the beginning of the pandemic. And March 14th, as a matter of fact, we
Okay.
got the email saying
Yeah.
it's all over. The fact that 80% of us came back is, to me, very serendipitous.
No.
It is meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
that we would,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
we have a couple of new cast members, but for the most part, the cast is the same, and so we got a second chance.
Hmm.
We got a second
Hmm.
chance. So August Wilson, love. I've worked with Kenny Leon and know his closeness with Mr. Wilson, and always wanted to do August Wilson, but I was always in between. I was always in
Hmm.
between. So now that I'm old enough, even though I know I don't look old enough, but I'm old enough,
Hmm.
to play those, those characters. I'm so excited to step into it because
Hmm.
before it was like, oh, you're too young, or we don't know what to do with you. So now I'm
Mm.
growing into it. It's like Shakespeare, not like Shakespeare. It is our Shakespeare.
Did you see them angels out there at the cemetery?
Uh-oh. Girl done saw some angels.
I seen them. I know who you talking about. They looked like they was with the funeral home, only they wasn't. Wasn't that damn Vera wearing black hats?
They come down out the sky.
I know who you talking about. One of them come over and asked me how to get to Floyd's house.
Somebody asked me the same thing. One of the men from the funeral home.
Did he have on the black hat? Looked like he was with the funeral home, had kind of bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, had on the black top.
That's him. What'd you tell him?
You know each of these 7 people. You know them.
Hmm.
If you
Okay.
right, if
And
you-
that's typical in
Yes.
August Wilson plays, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you know them. They're familiar. They're people that you know. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna cry. You're gonna think. You're gonna ponder. All of those things. August, yes. So come out just for the experience, right? Come out for the
Hmm.
experience.
Yeah. And any key moments in there that kind of have got to you a little bit?
So many.
Okay.
So many. There's so much symbolism.
Okay.
August Wilson was very aware of his environment. And so he incorporates animals, numbers,
Okay.
and relationships.
Okay.
And you will start to see where all that, the
Hmm.
environment of people who have migrated from
Hmm.
the country to the city, and how they bring some of those country elements into the city with them, and how they try to suppress the country.
Ah.
They don't want
And
you
this
to,
is set in Pittsburgh, like all of his. They're all in Pittsburgh, right?
except Ma Rainey's Black
Okay.
Bottom. Except Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us, what's you have looking forward like after this. I mean, you're gonna be still doing other things after this, right?
Absolutely. I am always performing somewhere.
Okay.
I either have like musical performances or other theatrical performances. So
Hmm.
look to see me doing more August Wilson. Look to see me in a concert. Some of my more recent things where I did Amen Corner at the Shakespeare Theater, and I did the In America Remember closing ceremony where I sang for the exhibit that was the flags on the mall downtown. I'm pretty much everywhere. I try to just stay present. So just look for me,
All right.
RozWhiteSings.com.
And we'll look for you in 7 guitars, right? At Arena Stage, November 26th through December 26th. And I think you're gonna bring some of that DC flavor too, right?
You
Some
know I
HU
am.
flavor, some Duke Ellington flavor. You're
You
gonna
know
bring it
I
all.
Absolutely. It's gonna be right there. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you, and we'll check you out.
Thank you.